Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, then welcome. And if you are coming back to my channel, I sincerely thank you. And in today's video, we're just gonna jump right into it. So basically on Instagram, I asked you guys if you wanted me to review the new Fenty Pro Filter concealers and the new Pro Filter new powders that she came out with. Their setting powders, loose powders. And it was a unanimous decision. All y'all were like, yes, get into it, sis, make it happen. So I was like, okay, let's make that happen. So I'm really excited to bring you this video. I feel like it's just been a long awaited product. Actually, these two products for sure that should have came. I mean, I feel like before she came out with a couple other products, these should have came out. The concealers and powders should have came out first before a couple of the other things after the foundations came out, but it's cool now. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna see if it's worth your coins to go and get the, the powders or the concealers, because Lord knows if you about Riri and you want a whole face of Riri when it comes down to the foundation, then the concealer, and then powder it down along with the primer underneath, that might be your life. But let me see what it is first. So I have 3 shades in the Pro Filter concealer, and so basically what they're saying is it is supposed to pretty much whatever shade you are in your foundation, if you've been color matched or you need to go get color matched, do that first, and then the concealer is supposed to pair with your foundation. So basically, like for me, I wear I was color matched, I wear 330. So basically one of my shades here is 330. I also got 2 shades that were lighter. So my color in my foundation is 330. I also have 310 and I also have 300. Let me give you guys these on this concealer. So basically Miss Riri decided she was gonna come out with 50 shades, okay? So basically she was like, oh, I'm gonna have 50 shades of foundation, and you know what else I'm gonna do? So I can just blow you out the water, I'm gonna go ahead, and when I come out with my concealer, I'm gonna have 50 shades of concealer too. And I'm not mad at it, I am here for it, sis. Man, she is like, I'm giving it for the kids, okay? Not the children, but the kids. I mean the kids. Okay, also, secondly, this is supposed to be crease proof. That's what we definitely will be testing today. And then also it is medium to full coverage, and supposedly it is sweat resistant. What I'm also excited about is, along with her Pro Filter concealer, she also came out with finally a setting powder. There's 7 shades in all. Now they're supposed to be translucent, and we all know that translucent still has a little bit of a hue of color to it, of course, and they're supposed to be brightening powder, setting and brightening powders as well. So there's 7 colors in all. One of my colors that I picked out is banana. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to get into it. I don't even know what the other colors are yet, but that banana right there though, we gonna have to do that though. So I was definitely, that banana was the first powder that I picked up, and then I went ahead and picked up honey to pretty much sort of set the rest of my face. And they're both warm undertone. Let's just start it off right. Let's just get all into Riri today. So I'm gonna start off with my Pro Filter primer. I'm literally probably in like 3 pumps gonna take that. It's only gonna be about that much. And I'm just gonna like pat that into the skin. What I do like about this primer as well is that I've been really dry lately, so it really does feel like a nice moisturizer. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel too thick. It doesn't feel like silicone. Now I have my Pro Filter foundation in the color 330. And I'm just gonna start off with 2 pumps first, and we're just gonna kind of get that on my face. I'm just gonna go around and just kind of get it on there. Now, don't be alarmed. I know it looks super, super light. The one thing about Riri's foundations, why it took me a little bit of time and it was a little bit of a challenge to find my color, is because I'm just gonna be honest here, her foundations oxidize. And so I thought I was darker than this when I would look in the bottle. So when I first put it on, I was like, whoa, like this is too light. But then as you let it sit on the skin, it oxidizes. So as much as they want to say like, let your skin warm up to the product, that's not what it is. Let's just call it what it is, okay? It's oxidation, okay? So that's the thing about when you go get color matched, you literally have to just let the foundation kind of just sit on your skin for a minute, because it will oxidize, meaning that it's going to darken. Or with hers, they don't really like gray out. I've never seen any of her foundations gray out, but you do kind of just have to see where you're at in life. So you gotta just let it sit for a few minutes. As you can see, as I'm getting it into my skin here and I'm just stippling it in my skin, you can see that it's starting to oxidize a little bit and it's starting to match my skin tone. And as you can see, I have scars and things here, so just so you can kind of tell that it does start to warm up and it does start to cover up whatever I have on my face here. So really now, as you can see, like how much the foundation is starting to match me. Now this particular color 330 has a lot of yellow in it, which I'm here for it, and a little bit of golden undertone. So once we like set it down and everything, you'll see it kind of just like really seamlessly like blend. Now let's match these. So this is 330 in the foundation, and then we also have the 330 in the concealer. And if you can kind of tell a little bit of the color difference here. So it's not an exact match here. It's like one up. Let's put this concealer to work. Let's just put it to work. This is what I want to do with it first. So with 330, I actually have some pigmentation issues here as far as scarring, and I just want those to be covered up a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how well this sort of works as a corrector concealer, I want to say. Let's just see how much this is really just going to hide some issues in here. And it's just my cheeks right now, just leftover scarring, you know what I mean? So I just want to see how that's gonna work out. I'm gonna take a brush first, the one that I use for my foundation, and I'm just like, let's see how this works. And if I have to go over it with foundation, it's fine, but I just want to see how well coverage this really gives, you know what I mean? It looks like it's covering up really well thus far. I'm not having to put a whole lot. I'm just, you know, dabbing it just to see what we're doing. It's blending in with the foundation really nicely. Let me see. Let me look a little closer here. Hold up. Let me see what this is giving me. Let me just make sure. Let me not speak too soon. It seemed like it was blending in with the foundation really well, but maybe it's the brush. Because the foundation is, it says it's medium coverage. It's not full coverage like that. So I'm gonna go back in and I'm just gonna use a different tool just to see what works better, because it's actually moving around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender, and I'm just gonna see how that kind of works, to see if that just works a little bit better as far as like stippling it into the skin. Okay, that's working a little bit better. I'm also gonna go in with the foundation as well, and this is just what I like to do, just to make sure everything is blended in really, really well. I'm just gonna tap a little bit here, and then I'm just gonna tap a little bit just to blend everything. And I really didn't put a lot. It seems like I did, but I really, really didn't. And just see how much this is really going to cover up here. Let's just see. This is what reviews are for, honey, so we can see what these products are really about. But it did a really good job using the beauty blender here, and it did pretty well. So let's go on the other side. These are a little bit tougher to cover, so let's just see. What I'm gonna do is, because I really have some tough ones right here that I need to cover up here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go here. That's in the 330 there, and then I'm gonna go in with my foundation, and I mean it's like a quarter of a pump. That's it, not even a whole pump. And I'm literally just going to kind of pull those two together, mix them together. Sometimes it just takes different techniques to get the results that you want. Sometimes a product can be really, really great, but your technique can make all the difference in the world. Okay, that beauty blender got it right. So though we covered up this side, which is really great, I feel like we just went faster. It was seamless. I feel like just using the technique with the beauty blender when it comes to the concealer, if you're trying to hide any scars. I mean, up here I have freckles, but I don't mind those. Like, I don't mind those, you know, showing through, because then it just gives the illusion more of like you can see my skin. But as far as my scars, I really just like to really, really cover those well. And it did a pretty decent job, if you guys can kind of tell. I'm not mad at it. I will say the undertone and the color of the concealer, so nice. As you can see, it just really, you know, all blended in really, really well. Okay, I told you guys before I had 3 shades in the concealers, but I think I'm just gonna go with 330 again, which is the same color as my foundation, and I just wanna see how this works. I have a feeling I might go a little bit lighter, but I just wanna kind of come in here and see where I'm at. Yeah, I'll probably go a little lighter, but I mean that undertone, okay, it's such a beautiful warm undertone. It's really, really nice. I can tell with this concealer, it's really, really creamy. I can tell I don't need it to really dry down. to really get to where I need to go, but it's really creamy though. Because I might wanna use another color to brighten up, but I just wanna see what this 330 does though, and see how she really paired them together. And then now I'm just going to go on this other side just to see what we got here. So 330 in foundation, 330 in concealer. Okay, Riri. I am absolutely in love with this idea. I think for consumers out there, for you guys, this is gonna be so much easier for you guys, so you can actually, you know, if you wanna order your concealer online, it makes it so much easier, because I know the colors with concealers when you're online, it's so hard to just really tell what the color is. But so this just makes it so much easier. Listen, okay, this is working really well with this foundation. I mean, just the color match is so nice. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go a little bit more in here. I just need a little bit more coverage. And sometimes I really just get in here because I have really deep set eyes here. So this is where it's like, girl, you need to track that down. This concealer definitely reminds me of the NARS Radiant Concealer for sure. I am gonna actually let it dry down a bit so it really adheres to my skin, but for the most part, it's really blending into the foundation really well. This shade, oh, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, it's beautiful. Let's go ahead and blend her in. It's just like this beautiful warm undertone. And you can see it's like a highlight. Now, depending on your taste, if you want to go on a little bit lighter than this, cool, but you could really just stick with this because it still works as a highlighter. Sticking with the Riri theme, since we're still on this, I'm still looking at my lighter highlighter right now, like, oh, I just want to go in so light, but I think I'm gonna just stick with this just for right now. Let's just see how it works. Since she said that they pair, let's just see how the pair works. So what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna take this 330 and we're just gonna highlight in my highlight areas here as well. And I'm just gonna go a little bit. I would usually get my crease lines here because Lord knows, honey. Okay, let's go ahead and get this forehead together. Still just making sure this is blending in really nicely with the foundation here. Okay, there's a highlight. Okay, all right, let's just get the nose here and get my chin. Yeah, you can tell there's definitely a highlight here for sure. Okay, Riri, okay. Girl, wait a minute. I'm a little shook right now because listen, I'm gonna tell you, I was a little skeptical about this foundation because I was like, number one, the shit oxidizes. Okay, so let's just be honest about that. It looked like they put time into this to make sure that whatever color you are to pair it, they put a lot of energy and time into making sure that whatever foundation you are, that you were able to pair a concealer with your foundation. You're pretty much like guaranteed a flawless look. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like, you know, dealing with, I mean, my shade and my color here, it's like, I can't go wrong. Like, I can't go wrong. Like, once you've been color matched on that foundation, it's like, where do I go wrong? I can't. Like, and I love that. Listen, I can always go lighter, but really, honestly, it already just looks beautiful the way that it is. I really don't have to go, I don't need to go lighter. Like, you can definitely tell, you know, the difference. And as you can see how the foundation is oxidized, like, it's really like after about, what is it, like 10 minutes or so, like, it's really like melting and sinking into my skin, and it's my skin tone. Okay, so like I said, beware, the foundation's oxidized, but at least the concealer is rolling up in here real, saving the day. Okay, let's go in with a little bit of contour here. I'm gonna go in with the color Truffle, and this is the matte stick. But what I like to do first here is I like to just get it on here first and then do it. It's just a really light, soft contour. Now, you can go ahead and layer it, which I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some more off of there. I'm just gonna layer it here. With me and my cheeks, because I just covered my cheeks, I don't want to be rubbing it too much. So for my cheeks here, I definitely just want to make sure that I'm grabbing the product onto my brush here. and then just layering it as much as possible. I don't want to be taking the stick too much and like rubbing into, you know, my foundation, because, you know, I have a lot of scars here and I want to keep them covered. I just covered them up. Now, going into my forehead, that's a different story. This, I could do this all day long. You know what I mean? And then around here, I can do that. Going back to my cheeks, I just want it to be really, really soft. I don't want anything crazy rubbing off here. I'm trying to keep my cover-up job intact, okay? But it is pigmented, it's super creamy. And I forget with this product, I think you have to work really kind of fast, because it does dry down matte. So it's like, whew, you gotta work kind of quick with her. I mean, girl, hey girl, do I know you? I think I know you. I mean, you fine. Yeah, sometimes you forget how fine you are when you get that makeup on. You be like, hold on a second. Because sometimes you gotta be like, oh, y'all forgot I was fine? Let me remind you. Let's get into this powder. Let's see how this is gonna set everything down, and let's also see if we can bake with this powder. So I have two colors. I have the color Banana, and I also have the color Honey. Now I'm gonna turn these around. They're chunky, they're beautiful, like the packaging is like really, really nice. Let me show you the two different colors here. So this one is Banana, this one is Honey. Now you can already tell the difference here, and I think there's one color in between. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with Banana, only because, as you can see, my foundation is already like really dark in depth, and after I contoured and everything, it's looking really, really pretty. And I'll be honest, like, I've been using Ben Nye forever. I would usually set my foundation with the color Banana, and then I always use a translucent. It's the translucent period, it's white. It doesn't turn out white, but translucent white under my eyes as well. So I just want to try this. I'm not sure. I mean, this color in Honey is really, really pretty, but I'm not sure. And trust me, I mean, look at it. It's going to match this foundation. But I just want to start off with Banana just to see how that works first, because then we're here with Banana. And yes, it's supposed to brighten and all of that. But I just have a feeling about this, so let's just do that first. Let's see what we get first and then see if we need to go darker or if we can just stick with Banana. Just showing you this beautiful Banana. It's a true Banana, what it's supposed to be. I mean, it's pretty, pretty gorgeous. And just to let you guys know, like when I looked on the website, Banana looked like super duper light. But when you get it in your packaging, it's actually darker than what it is. You know, a lot of times when they take those product photos, I mean, there's like light blasting at these products. So they're basically just blowing out the color of the product. So I don't know if you can kind of see on here, but it's significantly darker than when it comes to the picture on the website, because that's where I was concerned about until I was able to like touch it, feel it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's Banana right there. That's actually Banana right there. So we're just gonna go with Banana here. It has a smell, but it smells really, really nice though. But not so fragrancy. It's like, God, I mean, it smells nice. It just smells good. It's like a very pleasant smell, but it doesn't smell like alcohol-y, perfumey though. So I think I'm gonna stick with Banana. It's a beautiful yellow tone, which is just gorgeous. If you're golden or you have, you know, yellow undertones, this powder is going to work great for you. It does feel lightweight. It claims to be like super air light, and it does feel like that though. Yo, this Banana right here though is kind of catching my life, okay? And I'm using the right brush up in here for this powder though, because when you got to get in them edges, you're like, listen, I don't need powder all in my hair, okay? Okay, now that I've used the Banana, I really feel like I probably should have had a lighter powder to go under my eyes, because you can tell my eyes are very already yellow. So I need something a little bit lighter than that. I don't have that. I have the darker color in Honey. Listen, Riri, I still want to stick with you, but I just don't have the lighter powder. So what I am going to do is, for right now, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And as you can see with the Riri translucent powder here, you can see a lot more yellow. Though you see the yellow in this translucent powder, I need that super, super like light golden yellow in there, and then this one for my skin. So you see they'll be fine together. Gonna take my booty blender and I'm gonna dip her in there, and I'm just gonna pat her off here a little bit. We don't want to get too crazy. Because y'all know how I can get with a bake. This concealer says it's crease proof. What if you don't want the Fenty powder? What if you're just like, I have another powder right now, let's see if that works. So this is probably just a good opportunity to see how this concealer works with other brand powders. Laura Mercier pretty much works with every foundation and concealer that I know of, shoot. I don't think that I really need to bake too much, so I'm really just going to stipple and press the powder into my skin here. I'm gonna set here a little bit here as well. Get these creases. And let's take a look. You can still see my contour, my underlying contour under here. So the banana definitely set everything down, but I still have my color. Now I don't see any creasing in my concealer thus far. It looks like it's like really staying put, and I did not have to bake like that. I mean, you guys saw me pressing that powder, but I didn't have to like just leave it there, which can actually be really great sometimes when you're like, today I ain't even got time to bake, let's just get this powder on, let's go, and I still have to look fierce and flawless. Like, oh, child, sometimes you just need that moment in your life. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go do brows, and then I'll come back. We'll do a quick eye, a little highlight or something. I'll be right back. So now I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Matchstick, and this one is in the color Rum, and it's actually a shimmer, if you can kind of see that, a beautiful gold shimmer. So I'm actually gonna just use my finger here and just rub it on my finger, and I just like to like press it in, which is really, really nice that way. Yes, there it is. So it just really warms up the product when I just do it with my finger here. So I can really just get it on here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around my temple here. Ooh, you see the highlight? The highlight's coming. I'll pull it down a little bit, but the highlight is coming, honey. What I also wanna do is just kind of come in here, pull it out, just get that really expensive sort of highlight look going on here. And the cool thing about this is that you can really just use your finger to just kind of work the areas that you really just want to work in. And I'm actually going to use this, and let's just see how this looks on the eye as well. I mean, it is such a beautiful gold color, so why not? And it's a cream. I love a good cream shadow. Perfect. So it just makes it real simple, real cute. You can see that pop right there, like, yes, bitch, yes, work, yes. And I'm also, what I'm gonna do is take my brush here, and I'm gonna take that gold, same thing, this is in the color Rum, and I'm just gonna pop that in the corner of my eye here. I'm just gonna keep it like really simple, pretty, shimmery type situation today, because really it's all about the skin. Okay, let's do final thoughts. Really happy with the concealer. I'm gonna be honest about it. Super creamy. You guys already heard me say it before. I love the fact that once you pick out your foundation shade and you're all color matched with that, then you can go into the same shade. So I'm shade 330. I went ahead and got the concealer 330, a couple other lighter shades as well, just in case, because I had to do my little backup, honey. I was just like, okay, I don't know if this is gonna highlight me enough. But it did. I used the color 330 in my concealer, and it just worked. It was really, really nice. Now you can go a little bit lighter. I mean, I could go that way, but just keeping with the theme of Fenty, just keeping it just like very a little bit more natural. I mean, as natural as I can get. We don't get that natural, but you know what I mean? So if you're that girl that just likes it a little bit more down and just a little bit more natural, but it's still gonna highlight, then it's perfect. I love the concept of that. It makes it so much easier in life for women, men, my queens, my kings, whoever's wearing it. It just makes it so much easier. And then on top of that, if you do want to go a little bit lighter, then you're like, oh, I already got, you know, my paired shade with my foundation, then I only have to go maybe one lighter, the next shade up, because the 330 that I use in my concealer was already lighter than my foundation, so it already kind of gives you like that head start, you know what I mean? Powder wise, love the powder. I mean, the powder is really, really silky. It's really nice. It's holding up really, really well. It didn't give me like that really powdery look. I like the way that it kept my color as well. I used the color Banana. I did not need to go into the color Honey because listen, it still kept my color. I love that there's 50 shades, okay? There is no way in the world you're not gonna find your shade. That is something that I'm just happy about. 50 shades in both. You have 7 shades, which are translucent shades in the powder, but they do have a tint to them, of course. But what y'all really want to know is it worth your coins though? The concealer is definitely worth your coins. I'll definitely say that. Now with the foundation, that's something different, though this is not a foundation review. And I will also say the powder is definitely worth your coins too, okay? Like, but here's the only thing, which is with most powders, whatever powder that you are going to powder your face down with is probably not the same color and powder that you're going to set your under eyes with, because you still want the powder to highlight. So what you don't want to do is put your concealer on, now you're highlighted, and then the color you use as far as powder on your face and then you use it on your underline, now you're just flat. With that said, whatever powder that you're gonna go on your face, just go, if you're gonna do your under eyes, you're gonna have to do a second probably Fenty powder. But if you're just that girl that's everyday natural, sort of natural, and it's just like, whatever girl, I don't even need all that, I don't even have bags under my eyes like that, I'm not even discolored under my eyes, bless your pretty soul, then you can just use that one powder. So with all that said, I do recommend these concealers and the powders. They are really, really nice, and you will find your shade. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe, and then go ahead and push your notification button so you don't miss any videos by me, because you don't want to do that. Again, if you're new, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're coming back, thank you for coming back. I just appreciate you guys just for, you know, supporting my channel. You guys said you wanted to see this review, so I am more than obliged to give you guys what you want and what you guys want to see, and give you really my honest and true opinion. You know, that's all what I'm about. I could be upbeat, but at the same time, I'm rude, crude, and shrewd at the same time if the product ain't right. So until next time, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace and love. Mwah.